I'm here with Ahmad. How's it going, Ahmad?
It's going great. How are you?
Mm, I'm doing good. You want to tell people about yourself a little bit?
Yeah, so I own the S Group. We're a marketing agency, and today I'm going to be interviewing Barry about some of the biggest home repairs that you're going to be doing. It can cause some financial disaster for a lot of people, and we don't want that happening. So we want to give you some tips, advice, and ways to go about it if you come across this.
Absolutely.
So first thing I wanted to ask is, what's one of the biggest repairs that you see homeowners having to face? Something that they have to pay for out of pocket because the roof is something that the insurance can cover most of the time, right?
Correct. Yeah. So the air conditioning system is going to be one of the biggest expenses for a homeowner.
Mm.
Fortunately, um, we carry four different lenders, and
Mm.
so we try to be able to help anybody get finance.
So, I mean, how much is an AC repair typically going to cost somebody? Or not repair,
Well,
but a replacement.
yeah, that's kind of a loaded question. I mean, it's going to depend on what their comfort level, what they want to be for their comfort level. I mean, so if you've ever been in a real humid area, getting the humidity out of there is vital. But the builder grade systems aren't going to run long enough to get the humidity out. So you need to step up to some of the more higher SEER units. Um, I mean, they start at 15 and go all the way up to 26 now. So the
15 to
higher
twenty-six
SEER,
thousand.
uh,
Wow.
15 SEER to 26 SEER,
Oh,
and so then that's going to be based on what the price is, depending on the system, what size the system is, what SEER they get, and things like that. So it's really hard to for people to give those estimates without actually going out and looking at the house.
yeah. And it might just be me, but I don't know exactly what a SEER is. So,
So, yeah, SEER is going to be the energy efficiency rating.
hmm, okay. And so the more energy efficient it is typically for a bigger house or for a.
Yeah, so for instance, your apartment complexes are usually going to put in a 15 SEER because they just want to get something in there so that to keep you comfortable. Um, they don't necessarily, they're not necessarily worried about your electric bill, right? So the higher the SEER, the better it's going to be on your electric bill.
Okay, that makes sense.
More
So
energy efficient.
it's more energy efficient that way.
Yeah.
So AC repair, AC replacements is a big expense. What's another big expense that a homeowner is going to face? I mean, you should know because you over 100 properties, a lot of things that you guys have to fix.
Yeah, and so roofs, like you said before, a roof can be covered by an insurance in the event of a hailstorm or a windstorm or something like that. Usually, your air conditioner is not replaced or repaired by your insurance company.
Hmm.
So that's why it's important to work with somebody that's going to give you some kind of a warranty whenever you buy a new system. Like our builder grade systems come with a 2-year warranty. And then the higher the SEER, of course, the more expensive they cost. All of them come with a 10-year parts,
Mm.
right? And so we give a 2-year labor warranty. That means, and it really aggravates people, Ahmad, because you call me up and you're like, Barry, my air conditioner's broke. I put it in 3 years ago. It's under warranty. Okay, so I'm going to come out and look at it and I'm going to give you a bill.
Oh,
And you're like, what's this? I thought it was under warranty. Well, the parts are under warranty, but the labor's not.
wow. Okay.
Okay, so it's important to understand what's going on here. And so, um, with our builder grade system or our 15 SEER systems, we do a 2-year labor warranty. But then our next one up, you start going into a 17 SEER. The more expensive they get, the more we offer. We want to show value in doing business with us, and so the next one up is going to be a 3-year labor warranty. The next one up with that's going to be a 5-year labor warranty, and then the high end systems come with a 10-10. So the only thing you may, if you go and buy one of those big systems, one of the best ones that we sell, now you've got a 10-year parts, 10-year labor warranty. The only thing you may have to pay for out of pocket would be Freon.
Wow. Okay.
And so it's important to read the fine print.
And so, an AC being a big expense, you guys offering a warranty is extremely, it's very, very helpful for that. But a lot of times people don't think that they can afford it in the first place. I know when I was growing up, we'd go without the AC or without the heat fixed for, months on end. So I want to ask you, I mean, what can that guy do? The guy that doesn't have, thousands upon like tens of thousands to go ahead and spend on his AC.
Yeah, so I mean, we're working with one of our lenders right now. They're offering 0% interest, and as we know, the interest rates keep climbing, and so
Hmm.
a 0% interest, and we can stretch that out all the way to 72 months, depending on your credit.
Okay, that's good. So it's a pretty good payment for people. I mean, what kind of payment are people usually looking at when if they have to install a new AC system? I
Yeah, I
know it
mean
depends
it
on the
can
price
go.
and stuff like that, but if you were to give a range.
Yeah, I mean it can go from 125 all the way up to about 250. Um,
Mm,
we're seeing a lot of them under $200 a month, especially on that 0% interest, and it's the same as cash, so there's no prepayment penalty or anything like that. And so, it's important for people to um, take advantage of that while it's running, because whenever we start getting busy, I don't know if the lender is going to continue that program or not.
wow. Okay. So if you have a broken AC system, then now would be the time to contact you about that. Which brings me to my
Absolutely.
next point. Yeah, which brings me to my next point because Star Air has been around for a good amount of time,
Yeah,
but you've been the owner.
this
How
is
many
our
years?
20th year.
20th year in business. But you've been the owner for how long? A year? Two?
Since 2018,
Oh,
January of
18.
18.
So about 5 years now, right? So
Yeah.
how did you actually come into ownership of this business?
So I'm a real estate investor, and we were doing some land deals and wound up had a guy that wanted to buy some land, and so we worked out a kind of a swap with some land and air conditioner business.
Wow. Okay. And why was it important for you to own an air conditioning business?
Yeah, so the more time I spend in it, the more I become passionate about helping people breathe cleaner air.
Hmm. Why is it important for you guys to help people breathe cleaner air? What do you think?
Yeah, my mom passed away at the age of 52, which now has been just almost 30 years ago. And so she passed away from lung cancer at the age of 52. And so now I'm more passionate than ever about helping people breathe cleaner air. The thing about air is it's out of sight, out of mind, right? So if you fill your water cup up and it's a water glass up and you hold it up and it's got all kinds of debris in it,
Hmm.
you're going to pour it out, right? I mean, we're doing more things to become healthier, running more, exercising more, eating healthier, and all this stuff, taking care of our skin, all these things, but nobody's really paying attention to their air, right? Because you can't see it. So, you know, my suggestion would be to open the blinds a little bit and see what happens whenever the sun is shining through, and see the particulates in the air that you normally can't see, right? Have you ever done that? Whenever you open the shades just a little bit and you have the streak of sun coming through, and all these things are kind of flying around in the air.
Yeah, my childhood home actually used to have a lot of stuff flying around there. But
Yeah, and so those are the things that we're breathing that nobody's really paying any attention to.
Hmm.
And because we don't see it, right? So it's just important for people to change their filter regularly, use a good filter for one, and then uh, and change it regularly. And also if you need to do your duct cleaning. I mean, it's recommended that you have it at least inspected every 3 to 5 years.
Hmm. And so, that's great. And the fact that you actually want to change people's, breathing and how important that is for their health. You guys actually set a target on that, set a goal on that, and it's a pretty big one. I mean, can you share that with us?
Yeah, it is a big one. So my personal goal is to help 17 million people breathe cleaner air over the next 10 years. And so I'm really trying to get the word out about air and paying attention to it, even though it's out of sight.
Wow. And so you kind of came into ownership of the company to to fulfill that purpose of getting a bunch of people, getting a lot of people cleaner air, because a lot of people aren't really focused on it or seeing that it's a big issue for them, right?
Yeah, I mean, um, at the end of the day, we want to help people, regardless of what that is. And air conditioning is one of those things where we can help people. We can help them be more comfortable. We can educate them on the things that will help them be more comfortable with their air conditioning systems and their heaters. And then
Mm,
we can also educate them on the air quality, that they're breathing. And so, and if we need to, we can actually run tests. I mean, we've run tests that qualified for the state of Texas for a hospital, and sent air quality samples off to a lab for
wow.
forensics reporting. And so we are certified by the National Air Duct Cleaners Association to do duct cleaning and inspections of ducts. And so, um, we take it pretty serious.
Yeah. And I love what you're doing with it, and I love all the stuff that you're doing online with it as well. So why did you? I saw a lot of the clips that you're posting, a lot of the tips, advice, that type of thing that you're giving online right now. First Star Air, you personally actually are doing those videos. What made you decide to do that?
Yeah, I mean, just getting the word out, helping people understand their air conditioning system. We want them to call us and ask us questions. What can they do on their own, right?
Mm,
Um, and because I did one video talking about if your air conditioner quits, start by looking at the breaker before you call somebody, because it's not a super expensive service call. I mean, it's still almost $100. And so, if we come out there and it's just a breaker, and then we don't find anything else wrong with it, you know, so my suggestion would be that you get hopefully with Star Air or somebody and do a maintenance program and keep your system running at the optimum performance of what it's built for and designed for, so that it'll be able to run and keep your um, keep your system running
yeah.
at the best level it can.
So what is it? Does the maintenance program help a person keep cleaner air in their home?
No, but it definitely gets a technician out there to be able to find things ahead of time and be able to spot things because they're trained. They know what to look for. Um, and so whenever we come out and do a maintenance uh, check or a maintenance cleaning, whichever level you get, the technicians are going to be looking for different things. They're going to be looking for microbial growth. They're going to be looking for backed
Mm,
up water lines. You know, the worst thing that can happen is for you to have your part of your air conditioner up in the attic, right? And the
mm.
water line, condensation lines clog up, and it not shut the system off and start overrunning, and all of a sudden now you got sheetrock damage. And so our guys are trained to go out there and look for these kind of things and make sure that we are helping the customer.
Wow. Okay, that's great. And I wanted to ask you this, right? If I'm so when I was like growing up, I used to have a lot of allergies. Like well, I used to think that, I was talking about me growing up, but my childhood home, I mean, it was like I used to have a lot of allergies. I used to have an inhaler, like have asthma and all these different things. And then I forgot what it was that we did, but for some reason when I moved out of that house, I don't know if it was the air conditioning, the carpets, or if it was some type of mold in there or something. When we moved out of that house when I was about 9 years old, um, I found that almost everything, like my constant sneezing, my constant coughing, my inhaler, I didn't have to use any of it. I haven't used an inhaler in, I don't know how long, 20 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
Uh, Not 25 years, but over 2 decades. And I'm wondering, like, you think some of that could actually be related to having a bad air conditioner?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's statistics out there showing that childhood asthma and breathing problems has actually increased over the last 2 decades.
Mm,
And so it's important that if people are sneezing or always have a sore throat, or even if you're passing sicknesses, if you have children in public schools and you're passing sicknesses around the family back and forth, nobody's ever getting well. You're always going to the doctor for something. Get your air conditioner technician out there to do some investigation into your AC system. Yeah, I 100% believe what you're saying because I've talked to other people, same thing, you
mm,
know, and and now I've talked to people that even though they did move and it wasn't as bad, they still had after effects of it, right?
wow.
Because their lungs are scarred now or something like that, or their throat's damaged, or even their voice box. So like I said, your our technicians at Star Air are trained to look for different things: microbial growth, water, sweat and duct lines, backed up condensation lines, making sure that they don't overflow. Um,
Mm,
and I get it. Everybody has gone to the place and they try to upsell you something every time you go. My technicians don't do that. My technicians are trained by us for them to only talk to the customer about what they need, um, because they the only time that they would get a commission or anything would be if they sold a system, right? And so and that's the difference. They're not rewarded for increasing their ticket sizes, right? They're
mm,
rewarded for going out there and doing a good job. And so that's the difference in Star Air and everybody else. I'm very proud of the team that we've got put together at Star Air. Um, we have some awesome people here. Uh, Everybody is e-verified. We look at their background. Everybody's healthy, um, and so I'm super proud of our team.
yeah. And that 17 million people over the next 10 years, that's a big goal. So how can the people watching this right now actually help you guys achieve that and help it for their neighbors, for the people in their community? How can they help?
Yeah, just by I can't do it by myself. I mean, it's going to take a village. So, just talking to your neighbor, if you hear them talking about always one family member being sick, and whenever somebody gets well, then somebody else gets sick, and it just can constantly passes around and things like that. Or if you hear them talking about microbial growth, most people call it mold. I don't, because it's really that's a word that really scares people.
Hmm.
Microbial growth it's a product. It's what, if you look it up in the dictionary, it's kind of defined as what happens whenever you have real high humidity, and it is a spore. It is a living organism, um, and so just make sure that you're talking to your neighbors and your coworkers. I mean, believe it or not, there's statistics out there about how much, and it's billions of dollars, how much it costs the economy for people that are sick from their work environment. Right? I
Mm,
mean, you were talking about a child home. a home you lived in whenever you were a child. But think about going into a building where there's 200 or 300 people, right?
Mm.
And whenever we do duct cleaning in these buildings, um, we're pulling the things that we're getting out of there is skin cells and hair follicles and dust mites and things like that. And and if if there's pets and pet dander, um, and so it's kind of like emptying your vacuum cleaner, right? Whenever you hadn't vacuumed your carpet for a long time, you know, it's the same stuff, but it's in the air, and we're breathing it, and we don't know it, and we don't see it.
Wow. Okay. Man, that's incredible to know. And Barry, we really appreciate your time here. Really appreciate everything that you give us. So how can they, can we put the website link actually? Is this going to get posted after?
Yes, it is.
So we'll put the link to the website Star Air if you want to have somebody. What do you guys do if somebody wants to get a new AC system?
Yeah, starairhvac.com. Um, we can put the phone number up there, but I'll give it out a couple of times. It's 512 746 6099.
Hmm.
And that 5129. I'm sorry. Started giving you my cell phone. That wouldn't be good. 512 746 6099.
Okay.
And yeah, people can reach us at, if they have questions, they can send us an email at info@starairhvac.com.
Hmm.
They can go to starairhvac.com and schedule an appointment, give us a call, and we will be right out to help them out.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Barry. We appreciate your time, and we'll talk again on Thursday about this.
Hey, Ahmad, I appreciate it. You have a good day.
You too.